citizen. Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who...
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, a Somali American representing Minnesota's 5th District, ignited a firestorm in January 2024. During a town hall meeting, Omar addressed constituents concerned about the ongoing instability in Somalia. She pledged to protect Somali interests. Omar emphasized the importance of the U.S. government considering the perspectives of Somali Americans. These statements had significant weight given her position on the House Budget Committee. Omar's remarks drew immediate condemnation from Representative Marjorie Greene. Greene, a controversial figure known for her far-right views, accused Omar of being a foreign agent. On February 10, 2025, Greene escalated the situation. She introduced a resolution to censure Omar. Greene's resolution alleged that Omar's statements violated her congressional oath of office. The resolution specifically called for Omar's removal from the House Budget and Education and Workforce committees. Greene's accusations, lacking concrete evidence, relied heavily on insinuations and inflammatory language. This tactic, while concerning, has become increasingly common in the current political climate. The situation rapidly gained national attention, dividing the House along partisan lines. Democrats largely rallied behind Omar, condemning Greene's resolution as a politically motivated attack. The episode highlighted the deep polarization within Congress, making meaningful dialogue and collaboration increasingly difficult. This is not the first time Representative Omar has found herself.
Georgia seek recognition.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A.1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, "I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen." Whereas on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to...
of the aisle. In 2019, Omar faced backlash for comments deemed anti-Semitic by some. While she apologized for the language used, the incident fueled accusations of anti-Semitism, which she vehemently denies. In April 2024, Omar again drew fire for remarks made during a visit to Columbia University. Omar labeled certain Jewish university students as pro-genocide during protests related to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. These statements, perceived by many as inflammatory and divisive, led to another censure resolution. Representative Don Bacon spearheaded this resolution, accusing Omar of inciting hatred and bigotry. The resolution gained support from several other Republican representatives. However, it ultimately failed to garner enough votes for passage. Despite this, the repeated attempts to censure Omar highlight the persistent scrutiny she faces. Omar's supporters argue that she is being unfairly targeted due to her background and progressive views. They point to her willingness to challenge the status quo and speak out against injustice, even when it makes her unpopular. Censure is a formal reprimand issued by the U.S. House of Representatives against one of its members. It is a rare and serious...
pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued For as long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections, the name of American, which belongs to you in your national capacity.
Intended to express the House's disapproval of a member's conduct. While not as severe as expulsion, which requires a 2/3 majority vote, censure carries significant weight. The process for censure begins with the introduction of a resolution outlining the charges against the member. If the resolution passes a majority vote, the censured member must stand in the well of the House while the resolution is read aloud. This public shaming serves as a lasting mark on the member's record. Historically, only 27 House members have been censured since the first Congress in 1789. These cases involved a range of offences, from corruption and bribery to inappropriate behaviour and abuse of power. The rarity of censure underscores its significance as a tool for holding members accountable for their actions. The use of censure has fluctuated throughout history, often reflecting the political climate of the time. In recent decades, censure resolutions have become increasingly partisan, used as a weapon against political opponents. The repeated attempts to censure Representative Ilhan Omar have far-reaching implications for both her career and the broader political landscape. While Omar remains defiant, these
patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office. And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.
While Omar remains defiant, these controversies have undoubtedly taken a toll. Her ability to effectively legislate and advance her policy agenda may be hampered by the constant scrutiny and attacks from her detractors. Moreover, these events underscore the deep divisions within Congress and the erosion of civil discourse. The focus on personal attacks and inflammatory rhetoric hinders the ability of lawmakers to address critical issues facing the nation. This toxic environment discourages compromise and collaboration, making it increasingly difficult to find common ground. Omar's case also highlights the challenges faced by minority voices in positions of power. As one of the first 2 Muslim women elected to Congress, Omar has broken barriers and become a symbol of representation for marginalized communities. However, her experiences with Islamophobia and xenophobia demonstrate the persistent challenges faced by those who challenge the status quo. The outcome of this latest controversy remains uncertain. However, one thing is clear. The battle over Representative Ilhan Omar's censure is about more than just her actions. It reflects a larger struggle over the soul of American politics, one that will continue